It's 2026, and there is a new way that sports bettors are making guaranteed profits that most casual bettors don't even know exists. And this isn't about picking winners, hot takes, or betting like millions of casuals who donate to the sportsbooks every single day. It's about understanding how different sportsbooks set their lines and how you can exploit them when this happens. In this video, I'm going to show you how arbitrage betting and prediction markets work and how you can use the two together to make guaranteed risk-free profit every single day. Let's start with arbitrage betting because this sets the foundation. Arbitrage betting is a strategy where you take advantage of differences in odds across different sportsbooks to lock in guaranteed risk-free profit. It works because sportsbooks don't often agree on the price of a play. Books set their lines independently, which creates a lot of variance in the market. Let's dive into exactly how this works. So we're now on OddsJam, and I want to quickly show you what a couple different arbitrage opportunities would look like. So the first thing you always want to do right when you get on the OddsJam is filter by your location. So you can click up here, check the state, check the location that you're in. We'll hit Colorado right now, and it's gonna tell me all the books that I have available in Colorado. So when I go over to the arbitrage tool, I'm first gonna wanna go to the filters, and as you can see, I have all of Colorado's books selected here. It'll auto-select all the books of the state that you're in, and if you don't have all of them, which you should always be on as many sports books as you can because you want as much variance in the market that you can get, but you can type in individually which books you have, and it'll filter only giving you arbitrage bets on those books. Now, when we hit see results, we can see there are a ton of different arbitrage opportunities that you could take and get guaranteed profit off of. So let's break down a couple of these. We can see right here, Spurs versus Lakers, there's a 6.41% arbitrage bet here. As we look at this market, we can see Austin Reeves over 19.5 points on Polymarket is at plus 122. If we put $90 down on that, and we put $100 on Austin Reeves under 19.5 points over on Bet Rivers, we are guaranteed to make between $9.80 to $16. Doesn't matter if Austin Reeves goes over or under, we're going to cash one of these bets, and because we put $90 on Polymarket and $100 on Bet Rivers at plus 122 odds and at plus 106 odds, we are guaranteed to cash and make profit no matter what. So we've staked $190 here, and you're going to win either $9.80 or $16. And that is because the odds are so different. So if we click into this, you can see here, Polymarket offering this at plus 122 is very different than the rest of the market. We can see here Caesars minus 164, BetMGM minus 190, DraftKings minus 145, FanDuel minus 132. That's a completely mispriced line on Polymarket, and we can take advantage of that. And then you can see the under here. Bet Rivers has it at minus 106, and that's pretty in line with the rest of the books. But because Polymarket has this line so off on the over, we're guaranteed to profit no matter what. So that's exactly how arbitrage bets work. And you can see there's tons of value here. We can take a look at LeBron James over or under 22.5 total points. This is an arb between Polymarket and between DraftKings, where if we staked $75 on Polymarket at plus 150 odds for LeBron to go over 22.5 points and $100 on DraftKings for LeBron to go under 22.5 total points at minus 116, we are guaranteed to walk away with $11.21 or $12.50, and it does not matter if LeBron scores 23, 22, or any other number because we are guaranteed to cash one of these bets. He will either score over 22.5 total points or he will score under 22.5 total points. There is no other outcome that is possible in this game for LeBron James. So therefore, we can make a 6.3% return. And like I said, there are limitless possibilities. So the number one thing you need to do is get on OddsJam and start looking at arbitrage opportunities. And now let's talk a little bit about prediction markets and how that can make your arbitrage betting strategy even stronger. Now, before we dive into how you can use prediction markets in your arbitrage bets, we need to first understand what exactly prediction markets are and how they work. Prediction markets are different from sportsbooks. Instead of betting like you do on sportsbooks, on prediction markets, you're trading simple yes or no outcomes. For example, will a team win? Will a player score X amount of points? Will a team cover a spread? Will a game go over a certain amount of points? yes or no. And on prediction markets, the price that you see represents the implied probability of an outcome to occur. If a yes contract is trading at 62 cents, that means there's a 62% chance that this outcome can happen according to public perception on the prediction markets. Now, I mentioned public perception because the key difference between prediction markets and sportsbooks is how the price or the odds are being set. Prediction markets are peer-to-peer and driven by real money. Their odds or probabilities are not priced by a sportsbook's algorithm. And one of the most important elements of a prediction market for sports bettors is that they do not limit you. And that is why sharps and syndicates have learned to love prediction markets. So let's quickly go through Kalshi, one of the biggest prediction markets, to show you exactly what these markets look like, and then we'll dive into how you can complete arbitrage bets using prediction markets. Now here we are over on Kalshi, one of the biggest prediction markets in the world and a major player for us in the US. And as you can see, there are all sorts of different markets that you can trade on. The first thing I always recommend everybody does, especially us sports bettors, is head to your settings and make sure you're on American odds. You can view the odds or the probabilities as payouts and odds, shares and prices, or American odds. American odds are what is going to resonate best with us as sports bettors, and especially when we're looking for arbitrage opportunities, you don't want to have to compute a bunch of different percentages. You want to see the American odds so that you know exactly the value your arbitrage bet's at, especially since we're used to looking at sports books for these arbitrage bets. Now, quickly going through Kalshi, you can see there's all sorts of different markets. There's what's trending right now, there's politics, culture, crypto, economics, tech and science, and then of course what we want, sports. Now, they have every sport in the book. There are always different markets going on. So this is just a quick intro to what it looks like on the prediction market. And now let's get into how you can actually start placing your arbitrage bets and finding your arbitrage bets on prediction markets. Now that we've covered the concept of arbitrage betting and the premise of what prediction markets are, it's time to see how these two overlap. And it's time to dive into the strategy that has made sports bettors endless amounts of risk-free profit. Now here we are back on the OddsJam arbitrage software, and you may have noticed earlier that Polymarket was frequently showing up with arbitrage opportunities. Polymarket is another prediction market just like Kalshi, where you can already see arbitrage bets popping up left and right on it. Now, to take this a step further, you can make these arbitrage bets with Kalshi and another sportsbook like Caesars, or Kalshi, Polymarket, and another sportsbook like BetRivers. But one of the best things about using prediction markets is something I mentioned earlier. They will never limit you. Sportsbooks can put limits on you because you beat them. Sportsbooks are user versus house. Kalshi, Polymarket, even our betting exchanges like Novig and ProfitX are peer-to-peer platforms, which means they're just taking a percentage of every bet that's placed. They don't care if you are winning or losing. They want volume. That's how they make their money. And a result of that is that we as sports bettors will never get limited on them. We can put up as much or as little liquidity as we want, and it doesn't matter if we're long-term profitable or not. They will never limit us, which allows us to now be able to make unlimited profits through arbitrage betting. I want to show you something that is the best strategy you can use in 2026 to make guaranteed profit while never getting limited. We had it filtered to all Colorado sportsbooks. What I'm gonna do is clear these sportsbooks and just add the exchanges and the prediction markets. That would be ProfitX, Kalshi, and then we can type in Novig. We can get Fanatics and DraftKings predictions, Crypto.com. Let's find Fanatics on here for you guys. Fanatics Markets and Polymarket, USA. Now, we can see what arbitrage opportunities there are here. It's not a huge market right now as I'm doing this, but we can see an arbitrage bet between Novig and ProfitX, where we're only making a 0.16% return. However, the more you look at this and the more you keep these filters up, you'll start to find plays between Novig and Kalshi, and you'll hit a 3% return on those. And the best part about taking advantage of those is that you will never get limited. Other sportsbooks are going to try to limit you once they realize that you have an edge on them. Some positive EV bettors, some arbitrage bettors will see limits on their account after they've beaten sportsbooks enough over time that sportsbooks realize you have an edge over us, so our solution is to kick you off our platform. That will never happen with prediction markets and with betting exchanges, which is why this is one of the best ways to make money in 2026 as a sports bettor, because you will never get limited by these platforms. The more time you spend on the OddsJam arbitrage tool during peak hours when markets are moving, the more opportunities you will see to arbitrage between betting exchanges, between prediction markets, where you will never get limited no matter how profitable you become. Now, it is always a good idea to use your regular sportsbooks and prediction markets to arbitrage bet. That will never be a bad strategy. However, as 2026 and the years go on, prediction markets and betting exchanges are only going to continue getting bigger and bigger, and you will continue to find more and more opportunities to arbitrage bet directly between prediction markets. And when you find those opportunities, just know you will never get limited, and therefore you can make unlimited risk-free profit arbitrage betting between prediction markets. Right now, prediction market to prediction market arbitrage opportunities are going to be limited. So absolutely continue to arbitrage bet using your sportsbooks, but keep an eye on when you get prediction market versus prediction market arbitrage opportunities, just know that will forever be a way that you can make guaranteed profits. And if you guys want to get started with arbitrage betting, make sure you get on OddsJam today. Use promo code TAKES for a free week trial and 35% off your first month, and start using the exact software that I use and that thousands of sports bettors are using to unlock risk-free, guaranteed profit every single day. Let 2026 be the year that you stop donating to sportsbooks and start taking profit out of their pockets.